Many people have questions and concerns. Many struggle with problems that are very real. They are searching for answers, hope, and for power. The Book of Mormon is proof that God lives and loves us. This book witnesses that Jesus Christ once lived on the earth, that he lives now, and that he directs his church today. President Monson said, "The importance of having a firm and sure testimony of the Book of Mormon cannot be overstated." We are promised power if we include the Book of Mormon in our lives. We, as a choir, have felt that power. Now it is our hope that this musical presentation will help uplift those who already value the Book of Mormon, encourage those who need to appreciate it more, and motivate all to search these words for comfort, peace, purpose, and testimony. We know the Book of Mormon has been brought forth for us today from Cumorah's hill. And now, all ye ends of the earth, I speak unto you as a voice crying from the dust. Behold, I am Moroni, and were it possible, I would make all things known unto you. Behold, I speak unto you as if you were present, and yet ye are not. But behold, Jesus Christ hath shown you unto me, and I know your doing, and God shall show unto you that that which I have written is true.
We know what we should do. It seems we have all the right answers memorized, from honesty and morality to personal and family prayers, studying the scriptures and journals, family history and temple work, the thou shalts and thou shalt nots. I know what's expected of me, and I want to do it, especially after an inspiring meeting. I think I'm going to be the best wife and mother possible and dedicate myself to my callings with all my heart. Then when it actually comes down to the day-to-day living, doing the small things, it gets challenging. My associates and even some of my relatives who don't understand all of this think I'm crazy for even trying. They think too much is expected of me in the church. Maybe it is unrealistic. Can I do everything I'm supposed to do? Sometimes what I do seems so small and unimportant.
And it came to pass that the Lord spake unto me, saying, thou shalt construct a ship. And when my brethren saw that I was about to build a ship, they began to murmur against me, saying,
Our brother is a fool, for he thinketh that he can build a ship. Yea, and he also thinketh that he can cross these great waters.
And thus my brethren did complain against me, for they did not believe that I could build a ship. Neither would they believe that I was instructed of the Lord. They did rejoice over me, saying,
We knew that you were lacking in judgment.
And it came to pass that I, Nephi, said unto them that they should murmur no more. If God hath commanded me to do all things, I could do them. And if it so be that the chosen man keep the commandments of God, he doth nourish and strengthen them, and provide means whereby they can accomplish the thing which he has commanded.
testimony until I went back to school. I took a philosophy class where the professor actually stood up and said, if there's anyone who is foolish enough to admit that they have some leftover childish belief in God, you better check out now, because I plan to prove that God is nothing more than a man-made defense mechanism. I was shocked. I wanted to raise my hand and say that I know there is a God,
But everyone was laughing so smugly and sarcastically, I just didn't care. I just didn't dare. I always felt out of place because I was older than most of the students. I just couldn't say anything. As the semester went on, I found myself feeling weaker and weaker. The professor really did have some points. Religion, in general, had become a man-made thing in so many ways. I started to question, had I really felt the Spirit when I prayed? Or did I just work myself up into an emotional state because it was expected of me in my Latter-day Saint culture?
And Cumorah began to preach unto the people, O ye that are bound down under a foolish and vain hope, why do ye yoke yourselves under such foolish things? Why do ye look for a Christ? For no man can know of anything which is to come. Behold, ye cannot know of things which ye do not see. Ye look forward and say ye receive a remission of your sins. But behold, it is the effect of a frenzied mind, and this derangement of your minds is because of the traditions of your fathers, which lead you away into a belief of things which are not so.
The whole thing really bothered me, but I just kept quiet until one day when the teacher asked, does anyone still believe in God? I don't know why, but I raised my hand. I was the only one. He said, you can't be serious. Okay, prove it. Prove that God exists. I said, first you prove that he doesn't. The teacher said, I've talked about it all semester. Yes, I said, but you haven't proved God doesn't exist. You simply can't prove that. Then I bore my testimony that I know that God is real. It felt so good. The Spirit just burned inside of me. There were still some smiles and chuckles, but I knew I was right.
And then Alma said unto Cumorah, believest thou that there is a God? And he answered, Nay. And now, what evidence have ye that there is no God, or that Christ cometh not? I say unto you that ye have none, save it be your word only. I say unto you, I know that there is a God, and also that Christ
everybody knows them. That's hard for me because everyone expects us to be this perfect family. A while ago, I just got so tired of people planning on me being good that I decided not to be. I mean, I still loved my family, but I wanted to make my own decisions, not just do everything because I'm my parents' daughter. So I really let loose. I even started making fun of all the church kids with my friends at school.
And Alma being called after his father. Nevertheless, he became a very wicked and idolatrous man, and he became a great hindrance to the church of God. For he did go about secretly with the sons of Mosiah, seeking to destroy the church and rebelling against God. But behold, an angel of the Lord appeared unto them, and he spake as it were with the voice of thunder, which caused the earth to shake upon which they stood.
Alma, why persecutest thou the church of God? The Lord hath heard the prayers of his servant Alma, who is thy father. For he has prayed that thou mightest be brought to the knowledge of the truth.
One night, I got home really late. My friends and I had done some things I knew were wrong. My dad was waiting up for me. He didn't say anything. He just looked me right in the eyes, and I knew he wasn't thinking, "Can't you see what you're doing to me?" It was more like, "Can't you see what you're doing to you?" That's all I could think about the whole week. I knew I was making my parents unhappy, but now I realized I was making myself unhappy too. I was trying to live one way when I really knew that another way was right. But how could I change? I couldn't just go back to being the old me as if nothing had happened. I needed help. I couldn't do it alone.
And it came to pass that as I was thus racked with torment, I remembered to have heard my father prophesy concerning the coming of one Jesus Christ to atone for the sins of the world. And now, as my mind caught hold upon this thought, I cried within my heart, "O Jesus, thou Son of God, have mercy on me." And now, when I thought this, I could remember my pains no more.
Marvel not that all mankind, yea, men and women, all nations, kindreds, tongues, and people, must be born again, changed from their carnal and fallen state to a state of righteousness.
After repenting nigh unto death, the Lord, in mercy, hath seen fit to snatch me out, and I am born of God.
How could I change how I had
but I'm getting picked on for the right things that I'm doing. Like trying in a difficult class, and instead of being respected, I'm made fun of. Same thing for standing up for our Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm doing something good, something that everybody should be doing. And people just laugh like I'm crazy and I don't really know what's going on. So many people mock what I stand for, and often I myself struggle to stand. Even more often, I wonder if He will come again. I keep hearing that the second coming is close, but is it really, or is it something way down the road? I want to believe it's soon, but sometimes I wonder.
Now it came to pass that there was a day set apart by the unbelievers, that all those who believed in those traditions should be put to death, except the sign should come to pass, which had been given by Samuel the prophet. Now, when Nephi, the son of Nephi, saw this wickedness of his people, his heart was exceedingly sorrowful. He went out and bowed himself down upon the earth, and cried mightily unto the Lord all that day. And behold, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying,
Lift up your head, and be of good cheer. For behold, the time is at hand, and on this night shall the sign be given. And on the morrow come I into the world, to show unto the world that I will fulfill all that which I have caused to be spoken by the mouths of my holy prophets.
struggling for 2 years now, and I'm back on my feet and things are going well for me. And it's just that I feel so alone at work. I find myself I'm surrounded by people, but without close friends. Some days I close my eyes and imagine what it would be like to have someone there who believes what I believe. I'm willing to be friends and I try to reach out and be pleasant. I'm just not willing to do what I have to really do to be accepted by them. Even though I'm trying to do what Heavenly Father wants, I still feel so alone.
Behold, I am Moroni, to finish the record of my father Mormon. And now it came to pass that after the great and tremendous battle at Cumorah, the Nephites who had escaped into the country southward were hunted by the Lamanites until they were all destroyed. And my father also was killed by them. I even remain alone to write the sad tale of the destruction of my people. And because of their hatred, they put to death every Nephite that will not deny the Christ. And I, Moroni, will not deny the Christ. And whither they will slay me, I know not. And whither I go, it mattereth not, for I am alone. My father hath been slain, and I have not friends, nor whither to go. There are none that do know the true God, save it be the 3 disciples of Jesus who did tarry in the land. But behold, my Father and I have seen them. And so it is, my heart has been befriended, defended by those who come before. The call to standing with the
guys put so much time into this.